vision and those of you listening
Then, um,
to this live interview. I received this as a gift. Yes, this is a very beautiful gift, and I would like to call her name Mother Alice Bryant. Brought this for me and presented it. This is, this is a normal thing I say always in the morning, Maka. The love of liberty brought us here. So she said that's a farewell part, and thanks for being neutral in the process. I was like, say what? She said, yes. Thanks for bringing all of the presidential hopeful on the True Breakfast Show. Thank you so much. I don't have diamond, I don't have silver, I don't have gold. But when you place this in your home, you think about Mother Bryant giving this as a gift to you for all what you do for country. Like you always say in the midst of our country friends. I'd like to say thank you so much. Well, we have in studio this morning.
Well, let me join you in telling
Okay.
thank you too. This is great.
Will.
It's good for people to recognize the good things that people do for the country. Journalists, like teachers, do thankless job. They don't really get paid for what they do in Liberia. But on CNN, all of big.
Let's leave it in Liberia.
They make a lot of money, but in Liberia, you don't make money for the service, for the services that you give to the nation. Educating, entertaining. Some people listen to radio and if they are so angry, they calm down. So the journalists do, especially those who do radio and TV, do very well for our country. You helping to ease the tension. You open up debates so that it's better for people to discuss, to reduce the tension so that they don't fight. So I like what she did.
Yes.
And the gift she gave you is not a nectar or golden ring or something. She gave you something Liberian.
Yes.
That will make you remember Liberia. That's what I do. Look at my broom.
Imagine you holding this as a president.
Yes.
Imagine I'm with President TIAWAN Gongolo.
But what she's doing, what she did is what I promote. You see, the broom I have is made from the palm tree, Liberian palm tree, which is represented right here.
Okay.
All right, and the coconut and all of that. So everything I do is Liberian. The clothes I'm wearing,
Liberian man.
The cotton came from Lofa County.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Lofa.
Yeah.
You're a Nima man. You go to Lofa County.
Yes, we want to encourage people who are working hard to project our image, and this is self-reliance.
Okay.
Yeah, when I become president, we'll promote cotton farms and producing our own Liberian thing.
Very well.
Liberian broom.
Okay. I thought you bought this broom from Sarah Lowe.
No, it's all about Liberia. I carry this to State Department. I carry it everywhere.
Yeah, the America.
Yes.
All right. It's a strategy we start down the interview like this, but it's great to have folks. Again, this is Truth FM. In case you don't know, this is the station that rules the nation. It's a pleasure to have those who wants to lead this country, those who want to be president for us. It's good that you bring them on. Let's hear from them. Let Liberian people make the decision. It's great to have in studio this morning the face of the Liberian People Party, LPP. Next week, trust me, I'll have Dr. Tokman Nantipote. He has asked me for a one-on-one interview. Definitely.
The father of the party.
The father of the party. Dr. Tipote has a call for that. So we have Councillor TIAWAN Gongolo live with us, on air with us this morning. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Thank you very much. It is always a pleasure to be here. Because you're a very good interviewer, you and your colleague. So you get a lot out of me, even if I don't want to give it.
Yeah.
So thank you for inviting me.
How's the campaign since August 5, Elections Commission, the House open out national campaign? How is it going?
First, let me tell you, my campaign has been growing in strength, from strength to strength, gradually. I was the underdog, and I think I'm getting closer to being part of the normal dogs up there. And let me thank the people of Nimba. Over the weekend, they really show
in Nimba,
in Ganta, the biggest crowd ever.
You boasting of crowd?
I'm just
in
saying,
Nimba.
I'm just saying in Nimba.
In Nimba.
When it is the tradition of the Nimba people to receive their children on the company away.
Okay.
That when we used to go for vacation, by the time they hear you are in, everybody come embracing you. They show that Nimba people came to the border between Nimba and Bon County by land. Elders led by Chief, the doyen of the chiefs in Nimba County, Chief Franklin Toy, led a group of chiefs and elders at the border to give me white cola nut.
Mhm.
Son, we are receiving you. And from Baila all the way to Ganta, the crowd will pass through pain. Yeah, I'm for name by the presidential candidates. Don't
Was it on a Friday or Saturday?
on Saturday.
On Saturday.
On Saturday.
That huge crowd.
That
But you don't have money. I mean, why are people going around with you?
I
This
told you
crowd?
before on this show that this election will be about message and track record.
Message.
We will defeat the money. Money will not be money and bags or rising.
I'm not saying your billboard. I'm not saying
Well,
flyer for you.
You know, let me tell you something. There are a few flyers around, but you know, I've observed elections around. I like to talk about Atta Mills. I'm the Atta Mills in this.
Jonathan Mills in
Yes,
Ghana.
yes. But John Atta Mills ran in 2008. I was an election observer for Carter Center. And let me tell you, Nana was a candidate for the ruling party.
Nana Addo.
Nana Addo had big billboards. I mean, covering a whole side of a billion and all that. But the people put him down. I asked the ordinary people, I wrote taxi 5 times that night. Who will win? They said, Atta Mills. I said, but I don't see his billboard. They said, that billboard will eat. We know who will vote for now. Petrol price going up. People vote about things that are affecting them currently. So the prices are going up. These people are making us to suffer. We are not going to put the ruling party back in power. The same thing is happening in Liberia.
Let's go. I want to coordinate this interview.
So when
Tiawan leaves for that's all is okay.
So what I tell people is,
if people don't see your billboard out there, you shouldn't worry.
What I tell people, we are sending flyers out. What I tell people is, at least we know who not to vote for.
Okay.
The people with the big billboards.
Don't vote for them.
When they know who not to vote for.
What's your vision for Liberia? I mean, let's look at Tiawan Gogo. Tiawan wants to be president of Liberia. Your vision,
that one, I've said it to Liberian people in 330 towns I've gone to. So I can say almost the recitation. There are 4 major things I want to do for the people of Liberia. But first, the first thing on my agenda is rule of law. No nation, no community can thrive without rule of law that are enforced, that are implemented. It sets the atmosphere. If people are not safe in Liberia and they hear about auditors being killed and police not being effective, and they hear about drugs and all of that in the country, nobody wants to come and invest. So I will make sure there's no candidate in this race that have any credential compared to me on the question of rule of law. We'll make sure that rule of law is adhered to. Adherence to rule of law will be number 1, and that will set the framework for social economic development. I have Gonglo 12 count prescription for combating corruption.
Okay.
I'm not just saying zero tolerance for corruption.
So Gonglo what?
12 count prescription for combating corruption that begins with openness. Look, that the president, the vice president, the heads of the 3 branches of government, all the big shots in government, including civil servant salary, would be on the internet. And I challenge all the presidential candidates in this race. I say, okay, we'll talk about collaboration. Let's agree on this, that the president's salary and benefit should be on the internet and in the major newspaper and in simple English. Simply because we are employees of the people. How can they not know how much they are paying us? That's the beginning. And why is that important? Because if I appoint O'Neill, Minister of Information, and his annual salary is not even 50,000, and in 3 weeks start building a $200,000 house, everybody in the community will know he's stealing because they will look on their phone and will know his salary and benefits. We need to do that because exposure, naming and shaming is the first penalty that corrupt people get. Naming and shaming. Okay. Everybody wants good name. When they start calling you a roll, you were passing around and people calling you roll, it will demean some people. Then we'll make sure in the first 100 days, I'll issue an executive order that any minister or official of government that interferes with police operation, that start police operation in any way, or interferes with the judiciary will be dismissed immediately. Because law enforcement and law interpretation are the 2 key elements of upholding rule of law. Okay. And I work in those areas and make sure that there's order. And that will make investors come and say, oh, there's change in Liberia. When you go to Liberia, police will issue ticket to a minister, the same ticket that the police will issue to a janitor, police will issue to a minister.
The minister.
So everybody under the law, under the rule of law. We need to have everybody under the rule of law without exception. Not even the president.
In your 100 days.
Yes, we'll do that. Because that will set the framework. People will know that when we have effective rule of law, other things. What we have 4 cardinal social services that I want to be president for. 1, education. No nation develops without education. China, America, Malaysia, Singapore, in Africa, Botswana, Rwanda, South Africa, all of the countries that are making progress, Ivory Coast, education number 1.
Okay.
So, but many of our people are poor. So we make education from kindergarten to 12th grade will be totally free with government providing.
In your government.
In my government.
In TIAWAN Gongloe'S government.
I'm giving you clear.
Listen. It's good that our leaders come and explain what they want to do for the country.
I want to give clear promises that I will be George back. You know, I think we should do that. So, copybooks, pencils, pens, the food the children eat in school, their textbooks, the book they read, all will be provided by government, free of charge. Okay. We will expose the Liberian children to all sports that are played anywhere in the world, so that our children can go to Olympics too. And not only football, basketball, kickball, that only Liberian game. We will do that. Comprehensive youth empowerment, education, sports, and entertainment will encourage. In fact, government will invest into building a theater for performing arts. You know, music, drama. We need to have our own Hollywood and all of that here. And the young people are talented, so we'll do that to give space for them to expose themselves. Then the next thing is technical and vocational school. O'Neill, this country is lacking in technicians. We have plenty of college graduates, but we don't have many mechanics. We don't have many carpenters. We don't have many electricians.
And the population is increasing.
And the population is increasing. And these services are needed. So you have Ghanaians, Guineans, all these people coming here. Their countries have trained the young people. They know that you need college education, but you need somewhere for even high school dropouts to go and learn carpentry and the different things. And they are the ones that run any economy. Any economy that does not have the technicians cannot thrive. You know, so we'll do that. It will be free technical and vocational schools. Government will foot that to make sure so that nobody has constraint not to go there. We will eliminate illiteracy in 2 years. Let them. Everything I say, I will tell you how to do it. How am I going to do that? Every child, every student from kindergarten to college level will be compelled, but also given stipend every month to teach at least 10 illiterate people in his community or in your community.
You give stipend for that?
Stipend.
Okay.
So let's say you're giving even
in TIAWAN Gongloe'S government.
In TIAWAN Gongloe'S government.
Okay.
Let's assume you're giving $10 to every child from 7th grade to college, teaching at least 10 persons in your community every week. I mean, every day when they come from school as an after-school program. I said 2 years, every librarian.
Where you get that money from? That kind of money?
There's money in this country.
Money in this country?
Yeah, there's money here. All right.
People cry that difficult.
No.
Money.
The people who cry are the people who should actually receive services that I'm talking about. But the president pro tem, the speaker, the president, all the people are not crying. The people at the top level are just living as if they are not in Liberia, living in a different world. You know, we'll get there. But we'll do that. So that's in education area, right? We'll teach our young people the arts and culture. And not just dancing, our whole culture. This carving are part of our culture. I've seen people in the interior doing wood carving, the thing they call devil face and all of that. That thing is jump up. You see the vibe, women dancers with their face and all those things are done right here. Our people need wood carving. We need to learn that. Even weaving is part of our culture. Our people need to learn that. Facing baskets and all those things. The same thing that I taught in the Sunday and Poro can be taught at cultural centers and in schools for our young people to learn, so that our whole culture goes on. We have an obligation to let who we are to go on long after we are.
Okay, great.
Then we'll do that. Then that's education and health. Quite important. My brother, you go to JFK today, they only give you prescription until you go to Lucky Pharmacy. And I always tell people, if JFK does not have medicine, they're not the clinic in Honiahu, Lufakandi, or Bokaza, or even in Boajiken, Grand Crew Country, that you expect to have medicine. So I am going to make sure that all government hospitals and clinics are better than the private hospitals and clinics. How do
Honor your government.
Honor my government.
I'm recording you.
I record me.
Okay.
Honor my government. Councillor TIAWAN GONGLOE'S president will go to JFK for medical checkup.
You won't fly to
No.
Ghana. You won't go to India.
No way. I'll go to JFK for medical checkup. I will go to Redemption Hospital for medical checkup. Or
you go to the 14 military hospital for checkup.
No, they say I stated I won't go there yet.
Okay, you go to the Emory, the hospital in Apollo.
No,
the Emory Hospital in Apollo. You go for checkup. I'm president
of the country. I go to JJ Dawson Hospital in Kipamos.
Why you don't want to go to the Babolu Hospital?
I will go to the different hospitals. All right, because if they say that I say, "Well, I want that got medicine," I want to go to the areas, Telewayan Hospital in Lofa. The reason I would do that when I get to the hospital, and here is how I'm going to put in the budget the required medical equipment anywhere in the world. We'll purchase them. If we don't have experts in any field of medicine, we'll give them contract to come here while we train our own. So that Liberia is complete in terms of the medical experts. But there are medical experts here who don't have equipment to work with. I was at a funeral the other day. I saw 2 cancer experts, young Liberian doctors. They said they were trained in India, but they said, "Governor, we are frustrated. Nothing to work with. We can kill people."
Okay, so that's a plan you have.
So we'll do that. We'll do that because when I go to the hospital and they say, "Mr. President, I think you can go abroad. We can get it. Yeah, I asked my finance minister, "Have you dispersed the money to the hospital?" I said, "Yeah." I'll fire the head of the hospital and turn you over to the police for full investigation for you to come. See how they will investigate you. And that's the
kind of president you want.
Yes. I want to be a tax master. I want to make sure there's accountability all through the process. So when I do that, and about 10 heads of hospital and clinics are facing prosecution or they are in jail, I strongly believe any hospital clinic you go to in Liberia, you'll find medicine there.
Is a message resonating well? I mean, you have good plans for Liberia. At least, I've listened to you almost 10 minutes now. This is what you want to do for your country. Other people looking at TIAWAN GONGLOE, probably this is the first time contesting. He's new. Let's wait a little bit. We have a good. Is it resonating?
It is resonating so much from Cape Mount to Cape Palmas. I was in Wangil Call a few months ago. As I entered Wangil Call, all the women were having broom in their hands. It was still corruption. In fact, we still the poor in power from there. They're too corrupt. They got the mining company here, got out 35 towns. No crop can grow here. We can't even drink our water. So corruption. That's their point. I was just in Ghana over the weekend. I just told you the crowd I saw I've never seen anywhere in Liberia.
Since Ellington, you see that kind of crowd here.
Even before Ellington, tell us that they didn't put a crowd in Ghana.
The crowd that came out for you.
Yes. And
the same people that will say, "Oh, TIAWAN, Dr. Urek, TIAWAN GONGLOE." These are the same people who say, "Yeah, at the ballot box, they turn the back from you."
No, they will vote for me because I don't have money to put that kind of crowd. We're not bossing people.
What are you so sure about this election?
I left Monroe. The election is about messaging. They've tried money, they've tried beverage, they've tried liquor, they've tried election time scholarship. I call the scholarship donors election time humanitarians, and political investors. They are one of the people that when people invest in the political process, they will get profit. And the profit are corruption, then you start suffering for 6 years. So listen to the message and watch our track record. Read about us. People are coming to me a lot. Over the weekend, I think 5 or 6 persons from CPP who were coordinators in Nimba came to the program in Ghana and actually read a statement that their values are not consistent with the values of CPP. They see their values consistent with LPP and they join LPP. They were with me.
You got votes from the CDC to the Unity Party to going your way.
So I'm just saying that, therefore, I'm becoming a player. The people are not leaving LPP Nobody has left FPP.
What's your strength like in other counties?
So,
Are you boss of Nimba, Bon County? Emmanuel Ure is there from Bon County. You must rather. Your strength in other counties. I'm worried about you in the southeastern.
Oh well, I talked. In fact, in southeastern, CDC will be surprised. They're not going to win there. Why? It's natural. They expected much more than any other country because they say southeastern, the government not just run by the president, the chief justice, the speaker, the deputy speaker, the president pro tem, the central bank governor, the finance minister, all from Southeast Liberia. These are things that they know because in a place called Putu Tiawan Town, I just said when I was speaking, the president from Southeast, the blow bosses on the gong, I'm not shouting at you. The whole government is from Southeast. People are wicked, they don't like us. Look at the road condition. So they look at the road condition, and whenever President George Weah or anybody from CDC say Weah is a bad road medicine, the people in the Southeast get so angry because they can't move from one point to another. I mean, I always like to talk about my experience in picnics, in Kilipo Kamyeken. From Kilipo Kamyeken to Gripo Kamyeken, normal time is 20 to 30 minutes by road. I went there dry season. And from Kilipo Kamyeken to Gripo Kamyeken, I left Kilipo Kamyeken 5 o'clock to reach Gripo Kamyeken 6 o'clock. People mobilized waiting for me. I reached at 1 a.m. in the morning because my 3 vehicles were stuck in the mud. There were 20 other trucks stuck in the mud, and we couldn't pass until 1 a.m. So we had to do our program the next day. They said, Council will understand the government in power, they didn't get time for us. They may treating us like if from another era, we said our eating some, but we're the ones suffering. All right. So in Grand Crew especially, Joshua is going to get the lowest vote in Grand Crew.
So Council,
he's not even going to win in Sastan, his hometown, because I went to Sastan, they were clapping for me like when I was speaking.
I hope Council can get me from here now. Council, can you get me from here now? Okay, that's great. There's this policy that a lot of people believe, this harmonization, a lot of people believe that it took away or it reduced the economic power of civil servants. What will you do when you become president?
Well, I've said that we will harmonize up the top people in government salary will be harmonized downwards. We will elevate the civil servants. We increase their salaries and conditions. We improve the conditions of service. Police, teachers, and health workers. These are the 4 areas that provide services. And when I say police, I mean immigration, DEA, that's law enforcement, right?
Everybody.
Right. And judicial workers. We need to improve these people who provide services for us. The condition of service of our military. I was talking to a soldier the other day, and I say, I know you don't talk politics. I want you to support me. I give him earning the money. And he said, look, we don't talk politics, Councilor, but we can talk reality. Then he started talking about reality, school fees for the children, different conditions, even the Cassidy barracks and all that. He said, I'm not talking politics. I'm just talking reality that will catch in hell is not easy. So we will improve the life of the servicemen, people who make our system work. But let me go to the other thing. There are 2 more things I want to talk about. I talk about health. In the health area, let me conclude. This is a premise. Pregnant women, children under the age of 5, and all old Liberians from 65 years old up will get free medical services. They will not pay 1 cent in any government hospital and clinic. That is a promise. Take it home. A judgment by everyone when I become president. Yes. And the other thing is food. In the country only, somebody give you a bowl of yam right now with chicken and cow meat inside. Griddle, you eat it, your stomach full, you can't even breathe. When I ask you 7 o'clock even, Oni, have you eaten today? I ain't enough food. I just yam I ate this morning. That's Liberian. What do you consider food? Even if you eat 1 tablespoon of rice,
The most stable food.
So, but that rice here, we don't produce it here. So the food insecurity in Liberia is very high, and no nation can achieve anything without feeding your nation, your people. Because you see, to take medicine, you have to eat. To go to school, you have to eat. To go to work, you have to eat. But the price of rice will keep going up until we start growing sufficient rice in Liberia. Today, the only cod license and hold they can use. I want to introduce mechanized farming. Government will buy machines and give it to the farmers in the 15 countries. Farmers, you're listening to me, this is a premise. And give the machines to farmers in the 15 countries through a loan that will be administered by the Agriculture and Cooperative Development Bank, which I intend to revive, to give loans to individual farmers and the farmers' cooperatives so that they can grow rice. Because I believe if we have rice farms like Sahara Rubber Company, Firestone Rubber Company, Cocopa, Kavala, all the people, if we have rice farms like that, there will be so much rice in the country that the price of rice will be so low that Becquerel might even go for $5. There was a time Becquerel $4 in the country in the 60s. Then Liberia might even become a rice exporter.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll do that. Then the last thing is movement. For the citizen to move from one place to another is their right. And it is the obligation of the government to make sure that people move freely. That violation of freedom of movement, that right of freedom of movement is being violated by this government in power. Because, the example I show, if you are a planting farmer in Webo or Webo Nyanyakan or Take or even Plibo in Southeast, and you want to bring your planting to Monrovia to make money, and you went to the Susu people and credited maybe $50,000, $100,000 to bring your truck of planting to Monrovia because you know you make money. If you're making contact, go by job. You come to that mud between Kilibo Kamweke and Bopo Kamweke, and you are stuck there 10 days. What will happen to your planting? It will all get rotting. Then the small money you had at home, you have to take it and pay the Susu people, or you go credit money to pay the Susu people. You have become poorer. So bad road makes people poorer. It's increasing the level of poverty in this country. And the road was not like that before. So while government is paving road, government needs to maintain the road. I will put follower station in all the 15 countries with enough yellow machines to keep the road maintained. Let me tell you, 1979, before you were born, I was coming from Maryland. I took taxi in Harper City, 1979, in July. 6 o'clock in the morning, 9 p.m. in the evening, I was in Monrovia. Today, the poor of Harper for more than 20 years have not seen taxi. Taxi can't go there unless it's coming from Harper to Plibo and back on the quota because the roads are not being maintained. Isn't it a shameful thing that when the president pro tem is going, you pass through Ivory Coast, through Ghana Fair, even when other people from Southeast, all the Southeastern politicians, the one in government, the one also government, the speaker, you are going to register to vote, and you knew if you are going to roll, maybe you have been stuck in the mud for 1 week, and you will not have registered to vote, which would have put his position in jeopardy. He passed through Ivory Coast. Commies, who claims, and I use the word claim, because I want to...
That he's not president?
Yeah, no, I said South-Eastern politicians.
Okay.
Commies
so
who...
you put it all in one basket now.
Commies who claims to come from Maryland, pass through Ivory Coast to go to Maryland. I who come from Nimba.
Where you pass through?
I pass through.
You pass in the mud.
I pass through the mud.
President, we are going campaign and pass through the mud.
You're
going through the mud and pass through.
Experiencing all of the difficulties. Because when you experience the difficulties that the ordinary people are experiencing, then obviously you develop a mindset. I got to take care of this when I become president. That's what I'm experiencing.
This election was just for the 9 days. I mean, it's good that we gave you length of time. At least you say your how Liberians will listen. For the 9 days of election, how do you think Liberians going to vote? I mean, I'm a bit confused. I mean, anybody can put up a crowd in this country.
I don't depend on crowd. I am the only politician, because I'm an advocate. I got an advocate of background.
Normally, when we have politicians, the compound of Truth FM will be stormed. You have the battle crowds and all of that.
I'm not like that.
You're not like that.
No, I'm not like that.
Now, we can see the noise out here, the noise
but
out
you see,
there.
the noise were in Nimba. When I left from here, I left with less than 20 persons. And my supporter, I want to go on a trip. I said, no. I want to judge whether I got people in Nimba. So I'm not going to troop people to Nimba. All right? The only people who came to Nimba came from Banga. Because they say, oh, this thing happened here, people were big crying, they came, all right? But to say people came from somewhere, no. So I don't do that. Because that deceptive politics, you're deceiving yourself. I don't do that. So I can tell you, people are going to vote on the message. They want their conditions to change. And I tell Liberia people, I want to change Liberia's story for the better. That's why I have the Better Liberia is Possible slogan. A better Liberia is possible. We'll stop stealing, because government is a place to serve, not to steal.
What's the take with the Elections Commission? Yesterday, I interviewed as I've been on the comments. He talked about some name of the board of commission, all named by the president. What's the take of the Elections Commission?
I mean, I'm a lawyer. The president has the authority, legal authority. That one you can't share with anybody to appoint members of the commission. But other presidents will consult with the opposition or civil society and appoint an election commission that people have confidence in. It's important to do so because we've had history of election commission performing very terribly in the past. Francis Johnson Morris's commission, Fumaya's commission, Elizabeth Boyina, Nelson's commission, I mean, performed creditably well, and people praised them for that. International community yourself. Look at Elizabeth Boyina. She was chairperson of the commission. Well, her husband, Blamwood Nelson, was running for the Senate. And he lost his seat as a Senate. So, you know, you cannot.
But this current body have a history of what they have taken us into the by-election, the special election, and given the results.
Right. So, for me, I say, let's watch, you know, when you praise what I say white chicken, they can get it. So watch them. They've done well in those elections, right? So we've got one of the biggest one, presidential election with Tony Kennedy's. They've been beyond schedule in many things, which is a little bit problematic. And
they've been producing districts, counties as the amount of registered voters. Right. That's what the media were using.
Well, I'm saying that, but I'm saying many of these things could have happened much earlier. Voter registration was late. Of course, you put it on the government because the government should have provided all. But you know, I worked with the Elections Commission before. I was lawyer from my time to nursing time, and they were working. Some of the things they were doing 2 years before were the things that have been, you know, they just. So
I'm a bit afraid. You talk about the southeastern, right? When ballot box had to be issued, and how do people manage and get
the government should not. I told President we had the other day when all the presidential candidates met at the Elections Commission, and the chair leader of the Elections Commission came up and said the government had not paid all the money, but the government has assured us that it would pay all the money. I took the microphone and told President Weah, order your Minister of Finance to pay the money today. If you think election is expensive, think about how much money is spent on conflict. Billions of dollars are spent during our civil conflict. And the conflict evolved out of our lack of trust of the 1985 election result. So let us have an election that is free, fair, and transparent, inclusive, that nobody will question. Spend the money now. I said, so give the order today. And he told me, he said, oh, Councilor Gonglo, that process. I said, what process? Give the order now. The process is technical. So later on, just to bring the attention, and he saw me, you know, shaking hands and all that, taking pictures. He said, Councilor Gonglo, you went to our party yesterday. Yeah, I'm good you did, but take all of us for lunch now. I think you president, I told you.
You made president, we are saying this.
Yeah, we're joking.
Okay.
No, I'm always joking. I'm the one.
Yeah, me.
I'm relaxing. And I said, oh, and I told you to give money to the election commission. You said that process to take you put for lunch. That process too.
Okay. So process and process.
Okay. But no, but the people on the election commission individually are good people. I mean, Tipla Yuri, my good friend, who work on that commission. The commission
for the Brown lesson.
I know her for a long time. She's a friend too. We work at Star Radio, our lawyer. She was the leading journalist there. I'm critical of her many times, but she understands that's my nature. You know, I do not compromise Liberia's interest. I don't care who you are. So I always say I got two C's that I'm loyal to: my country and my conscience.
Your conscience.
Yeah, my conscience. So she knows that we're very good friends, and all the people there, Douglas was my classmate in law school, you know, so we know each other. Liberia is small, we all know each other.
Your chances in this election.
Individually, I think, you know, they will work together to do well. And let me say,
what are your chances in this election?
I think I have a fair chance. I have a fair chance. And nobody should say, oh,
that's
the first time.
Second round?
Why are you restricting the election to the second round?
Because this is this country from 2005 up to
you said from 2005, but maybe it's been.
Or you go in the one round victory, the same thing with the coalition for Democratic
change. I'm not saying that.
Round.
I'm just saying, let's put everything in the logical range of probability. That it is possible that you have first round. It's possible that is second round. Because Liberia, people are gullible. The level of ignorance is high. Do you know some people are now saying that 12 years George Wright entitlement because Ellen had 12 years. These are things that need to be explained. So when you talk about second round, people just think that, oh yeah, there has to be a second round. You know, so there's a, you know, all of these things are probable.
Given to the fact of our recent elections.
So don't know what I'm saying. People should not be fixed.
I guess have you seen CDC one round victory? Does that scare that saying scare you the opposition? One round.
No, it doesn't scare me.
Sounding it doesn't put a sounding behind it. Doesn't. Or sounding one round victory.
Yeah, that aspiration, it doesn't scare me because the reality is different. I mean, if one pool, for example, let's say Grand Juda was Liberia. There was a pool in Grand Juda not long ago where George Weah got 418 votes from the callers, and Councillor George Weah CDC. Councillor Gonglo LPP got 398 votes. Baka is 17. But Baka UP 17. But UP people will sit down here and say there's a two-horse race. It's just between CDC and Unity Party. These are aspirational. When people running campaign, they campaign that they will win. They look for the highest. So they are saying that. These are campaign statements. The campaign statements may not necessarily be true. These are, what United Party says about itself, what CDC says about itself is different from what other people say. And less than 5% of the people of Liberia are members of political parties. That one, the statisticians have checked it. So 95% of the people in this country don't belong to any political party. Okay. And they are the ones that make judgment.
The silent voters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the face of the Liberia's People Party, Councillor TIAWAN SAYE GONGLOE'S, LPP, you know what on the ballot box?
Number 6.
Number 6.
Well, let me tell you about. You see,
so we got 18th Street, we got 4th Street, we got 2nd Street, then we got 6th Street.
No, but let me tell you about 6 now.
Okay, number 6.
Number 6 is a number on the football field with 11 players. And what does 6 do? I play 6.
You played football before?
Yeah.
Then George Weah will come
Wait.
Talk about football business.
Let's come. I'm not competing with George Weah. I play. Let me put amateur football.
Oh, amateur. Okay. Great. Go ahead.
Amateur. I never even made a school team. I used to play the children team in Blazer. I didn't play for Blazer people. They didn't qualify me. When we're having the old timers game with the young people, then I can play.
Okay.
But I never qualified for serious game. No way. Even in Kwaipa, where I grew up in Bonkande, the children used to say, they men are bullying, because I was always 5 classes ahead of my colleagues. Okay. So they say, the men are bullying, you know nothing else. Even the brushing from, even brushing from, I was really lazy. We go brush from the children, we leave him behind and be way in from in the cool. So that one, that's my era. But let me say number 6. When I know number 6, and I the one that can distribute the play.
The defensive.
If you don't have good number 6, you can't win.
Yeah, the whole team breaks down.
And at number 6, I'm
number 6 on the bar.
Even when the bar plays, I'm on number 6. So I'm number 6. And let me tell you about number 6. If I want to be, metaphysical, I would say about win, because this number 6 that I'm on, I was born August 6th. Beside the father, I played number 6. Then I was elected standard bearer LPP at the age of 66.
Okay, at 6 still going.
Then I was born 1956.
At 6 still going. Don't repeat that thing, man. Come go.
Then 6, I played number 6.
They see when the boy explain the 18 for the president, So you explain your own at 6 again. Take your time. Yeah, the 6.
Number 6. When I play football, I play number 6.
Number 6, that one there.
Yeah. I was elected standard bearer of LPP at the age of 66.
That's 2 there.
My birthday is August 6th.
That's 3 there.
Then I was born 1956.
That's 4 there. Tell him for president.
Yeah. I have 4. So 6 that my number. 6 that the number this year. That the number 6.
Like people, the woman wouldn't read and write, go to the ballot box and say, Just look for number 6 on
Yeah,
that tape.
you
Give me a
count your
fingerprint.
5 finger, then you add one at
Okay.
number 6.
Put a
They
6
will
there.
carry the racks there. Tell a different till like 7 racks. They carry 7 racks there. Yes. And I've told them all over the country.
Tell us number 7 on the ballot box.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
don't man carry racks in the
they
hand.
carry 7 racks.
Okay.
They say that the one I'm voting for.
Okay, you counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Don't take one from there.
So they will carry the 6. In fact, they want they just count their 5 finger and 1. Then that's 6.
That's right.
They don't want I'm voting for. Easy. 5 plus 6. Plus 1 that's 6.
Have you heard the saying protect your vote before we get the lines open? Protect, how can people protect their vote?
So one of the things we'll tell the Elections Commission, and everybody's hearing me, nobody should carry telephone in our voting room.
Okay.
Because there are some politicians who are promising people, if you go and vote and you take the picture of the ballot, you bring it, I'll give you $20, I'll give you $50. No, one of the way to protect the fairness of the voting process is to not allow anybody to enter with phone.
Even if you're a journalist.
No. Nobody must enter with phone in that place.
You think this going to work? Elections Commission going to listen to
we will. All of the parties.
I mean, it's one good way of protecting your vote.
Yeah.
And your vote is your right.
Let them go there and not take any picture of it. The only result we should get should be from the Elections Commission when they count the ballots and paste it. Yeah.
You can take your phone and take the picture now.
Because they are taking. I understand the party are even taking voter cards and things like. When you go, the day of election will give it to you. When you go, you vote, you snap it, you bring us out, we'll give you $20. No, that is corruption. That is unfairness. It means that people will not vote freely. And there's a very poor society. This society is so imperfect. Look, let me tell you, what they call it, Cowboy used to be 175, 100, 125. Cowboy now, I'm a massive
time value of money, man.
Yeah.
Money at that time.
Right now it's $400.
Yeah,
$500. And when people used to buy Cowboy alone, they can do joint venture now. They put about joint venture. They start to put joint venture. When they tell the Cowboy seller, that's a pay. We get nothing. Especially the Yana boys. They say, oh man, they even here. In fact, by the time at 12 o'clock, the woman is missing. You're too sepay now. I beg you. So my rice can be over. So it's tough. The poverty level in the country. We get Wall Street, so we can judge people by the prices of commodity in the street and how people are faring.
Great.
Yeah, and also, I don't know. Yes.
The standard bearer, the face of the LPP.
Yo, give my time.
Which time?
Don't worry, I'm ready in time. Yes, I'm ready in time. Yes, it's 10 o'clock already. Let's get the lines activated. Councilor TIAWAN SAYE Gongloe, he's number 6 on the ballot box. So Marka, you can pick call from your
0770202579.
Thank you. Tears came in my eyes. You really show that I'm a son of member.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Council. Good morning.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning. No, they may address that issue, my man. They may address the issue. You didn't listen?
Yeah, always out there.
They may admit that yes, the money came, but then the people are many. You can't give you something and other people get anything, so it's prayer.
Every time I do that, I'll call on one thing. Marka, let's pick other calls up. Every time you call.
Good morning, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Morning.
But other people just came in June.
Okay, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Let me
you.
pick up from this end. Yeah, you got your candidate. You just said the main contestant say he can't lead. Already on the ballot. But let's pick up Derek Ernest Coty, former lawmaker, the no one to the House, never been elected.
We hear you.
We hear you. Derek, go ahead.
Good morning to my friend and brother, Councilor Gonglo. Let me say something today. You know, when I hear people trying to talk about Councilor Gonglo's credibility, I just laugh. Maybe you just want to be, I don't know, funny. But when it comes to credibility, you're just on their side. And that was the only reason why people supposed to be president for this country, then he's already president. Oh yeah, he has a good character. Now, Councilor, you may not be president right now, like they call it before me just mentioned. As for me, I like to be very afraid of the issues. You may not be right now. I'm not saying you will not be because of the situation right now. But I can say something. If you ever get, I'm praying that you get there one day. You mentioned something which touched me just then. This issue of going to a hospital right here. It means that you will make sure that the health system is number one in Africa.
Yes.
It's possible. Yes. About 7 or 8 of our government officials have gone abroad and died there, and it didn't stop the problem. When JFK is right here and other big hospitals are here that we should be going to, we're not going there. Starting, I don't want to call names yet, but I would just call one person, my good friend and brother, Eugene Falabaka. It was so painful. Now, these are people, you know the names, O'Neill and MARKA. They went there and they came back as cargo. You went abroad to get treatment. The lectures pay the senator from Babylon. Why can't we fix the hospitals here and go right here? So if the president is saying that I will go to a hospital here, it means that all of the people in this country will be able to go to a hospital right here.
Yep.
It means that it will be a very good place to go to a hospital. Councilor, like I say, you're my brother and friend.
Yeah, so if you win the presidency, you know Chancellor was your friend, Ellen Johnson, your auntie. If Tiawan win, he will be your win now.
No, brother, a big brother. Not big brother.
I'm saying if Councilor Tiawan wins the presidency, you be who to you, your uncle, your big brother.
I already said I'm my big brother.
Let's use let's take this call.
I'll let you go. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Go ahead.
My name is Mo. So much. I will not make mistake and I regret for selecting you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. You're live. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Michael Williams, and I joined you this morning from Kingsville. Good morning to our ever-putting councillor.
Morning,
Councillor Gonglo. Thank you this morning for your deliberation. My question is, Council, if there will be a second round, there will be a second round. Are you in exchange between the incumbent President George Wanawia and Joseph Yuma Boaka, the former Vice President? Are you going to support the former Vice President? Thank you.
Why didn't you ask them? Who are you going to support? You're making recommendation to the man.
Let's pick one more call. Do you have a caller there?
Yes. Let me speak. Emmett from Margibi. Emmett, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. All right. Great. So as we try to close up at 10:15 exact, we'll give you
respond.
Yes, we'll give you the next 8-9 minutes to go ahead.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Now let me start with this thing. Let me start with myself. You know, I spoke last week and said the peace of this country will not be compromised by anyone, not a voter, not a politician. the presidential job is not anybody's inheritance. Nobody will it to anyone. And you don't have to be president. So this desperation that is causing people to create violence here should not be tolerated. Nobody should accept that. In fact, we should reject any politician that talks about violence. I have said, if any member of LPP people are listening to me, any member of LPP who engages in violence will be condemned by me first. And as a lawyer, I will make Gonglo an associate with the state to prosecute you. I don't have to be president for you to hurt someone else. It's wrong. And I believe that all of us, President Weah, Honorable Joe Barker, and all of the candidates in this race must be clear to the partisans that they do not tolerate violence. It is disappointing to hear the former VP, if he made that statement, I didn't listen to it, to make that kind of statement. I really hope he didn't make it. Because to threaten the use of force, it means you are premeditating already.
So I've listened. Let me interrupt. I listened to Senator Dillon. Let me just quote Dillon, who was a campaign chair of the United Party, Monserrado. He said, "Next time you're strong, I will strong your shoot. I will shoot."
That is also wrong. That is also wrong. All political leaders in government, outside government, are role models for the young people of this country. It is wrong. Dillon is a very good friend of mine, and he has said, "Oh, you know, if I'm not supporting Joseph Barker, I'll be supporting Gonglo. He's the best candidate, blah, blah, blah." But that will not make me to disagree with and condemn that statement. It's wrong. That you know, we should not let our emotion carry us. No political party can compete in violence with a sitting government. No question about that. Unless you want to expose people's children to die. So they get in the street and 50% die. Are you able to replace those children? No, we should not push that. It's wrong. If Joseph Barker made that statement, it's wrong. It's inconsistent with the experience that put up by the old man. Experience, you know, age should come with wisdom. But that statement he made yesterday is worse than a student leader, you know, in a school. So that carry his rating way down. And then they say, oh, the old man, oh, no. You should not. I believe that people are pushing, oh, Papa, they say you weak. Papa, you say you weak. That's not a way to show strength. Strength should be in wisdom. You know, so it's wrong. I disagree with Joseph Barker on that. And somebody talk about in your government, I think that the only question, the president's opinion from Nimba that, oh, you know, you just come in the race and blah, blah, blah. Then the second question about Joseph Barker, I like the way Michael said it. Why you say in the second round, if you don't win, will you support someone? That's a more objective question. Because we don't even know that if there's a second round, it will be between CDC and United Party.
You're in the voters' house.
Yeah. You already voting everybody out now that these are the two. It's not true. We are not sure. Oh, Dillon won here. You know, so it means that it's possible that that CDC does not even come third or fourth. It is possible that United Party become the fifth or sixth. You know, we should not have this arrogance that the votes are already in the safe somewhere, and that they will just open it. Joe Barker got 400,000 votes in 2017. They are blocked in the safe somewhere, and you will just release it and add some more. That's not true. That's not how human beings. Even the way you and I are sitting in the studio now, the way you think about me, if I make some kind of statement right now, your whole view about me will change.
I have a voting right. You don't know what I'm going to vote.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying something right now. You could say, "Oh, I used to." I thought Gonglo was different, but the way I see him talking, I changed my mind completely. And
many people listen to you.
You know, so people can do that. So politicians should be careful about the statements they make, because when you make statements, you incite people. You know, one of my friends from Banga during Taylor Day, he thought he was trying to endear himself to Taylor. He said, "That Councillor Gonglo, they must have talked about war crime. That Councillor Gonglo, he the only Attorney Gonglo is the only lawyer in the president. He the one bringing that thing. That man, I can cut his neck with draw cutlass." So he came to me and said, "My man, you know you can't kill me. Why you stand in Banga and said that?" He said, "My man, you know I can't kill you." I said, "But you finish instructing the generals because they said they were there." So why did one day one of the general can say, "Chief, your orders carry will finish with that man. How you feel?" He said, "We're not happy." He said, "I said, but you finish giving the last time you made in front of that."
He can do it, but he's a leader.
Exactly. just as Joe Barker said, United Party people, some United Party people might be preparing themselves already. Yeah, our leadership talking. They will not try that thing next time. You see, so people that start throwing petrol bomb and start throwing grenade order and killing people. What was it? Then you say, "Oh, I didn't mean that." No, we can't incite violence.
Okay.
We must restrain ourselves.
As you close up,
So,
yes, as you close up.
I want all politicians in Liberia not to compromise our unity, our peace, and reconciliation. In fact, we should showcase our ability to reconcile and unite this country as we go along. That's what I'm doing deliberately in my campaign. When I went around the country, for example, as a monument for Nimba, I slept in Tucson. And you know, the people in Tucson were so excited that an opposition politician who had been critical actually mustered the courage to sleep in Tucson because they neglected people. I went to Zopeno House, spoke to the people, they were happy. We should do that. I went to Penno's home, the late vice of the state. I went to Sano, I went to his home. Tomo was home, General Tomo was home. You know, when the big tree falls, the people look like they are absolute. I want to go back home. You know, Princeton is Thomas was saying. I want to Zozwale, go back home. I want to Jacinto, Blole. All I'm trying to do is to bring people together, you know, that we are not forgetting God. Then the thing I think I did, I feel very happy about is the surprise visits to non-political party headquarters, including CDC, Unity Party, ANC, Lino, all of the parties, Rainbow Coalition, even the parties that don't have presidential candidates.
African Liberation.
And all of them, I went to the, African Liberation. I'm challenging the people who are talking about Waka and we are communists. They say they are the three. I challenged them in the last meeting we had. I said, I want to see George Weah get up and go to Unity Party headquarters to show that he's a man that can unite this country. I want to see Waka get up, muster the courage. In politics, in leadership, you take risk. Go to CDC headquarters. I want to see Cummings get up and go to Unity Party headquarters and CDC headquarters. I want to see Waka get up and go to CPP headquarters. Let them show leadership.
Going to do what now? As we try to close
unite, you're trying to unite.
I mean, you want my seat now. George is in a seat. Well, Cummings wants on seat him. Waka wants a seat. He said, go to party headquarters.
As much as we want this power, let the people say, we are one people. Even after the election, we'll be one people. If anybody wins the election, you'll be dealing with all of the partisans in the other party. We have only one party after the election, it will be Liberia. And we're sure that we can keep this Liberia united. You know, I like the second stanza of our national anthem. It says, in union, strong success is sure.
Yes.
Nothing that we want to do in this country we can do without unity. That's one of the things.
Make sure don't lose this broom.
Make
sure you don't lose
one string of the broom can easily break.
Okay. Thank you, Council.
And you together it's difficult to break.
Thank you, Council.
I'm going to unite this country to wipe out corruption from the government of this country and to make progress in providing social services.
We look forward to see you before campaign close.
You want me tomorrow? I will come.
No,
I'm ever ready.
All right, still on camera, so we have to sign off with you before leaving up. I mean, you're so energetic, going everywhere. You went to how many counties?
I've been to the 15 counties. I've been to
330
towns. Yeah. Yesterday, in fact, if you know, do you know Ganta? You've been to Ganta?
No, I've been there.
Shimon, you have never been to Ghana.
I've been to Grandbassa.
No, try and go to Ghana.
Why be Shimon, man?
You'll find.
So if I say you been to Bella Yala, if you say no, that's to say Shimon, you.
I've been to Bella Yala.
Okay.
So